Shocking exit. Coco Gauff eliminated from WTA finals. Face screaming in fear, broken heart, what this means for her future. The stadium lights of Riyadh seemed a little dimmer that night, not because the bulbs had lost their shine, but because something far more electrifying, the fiery spark of Coco Gauff's WTA finals campaign, had been snuffed out too early, too abruptly, too painfully. Fans from every corner of the tennis world had arrived with hope, expectation, and the kind of electric energy only Coco could ignite. But in a shocking twist that left thousands stunned into silence, the young American sensation's journey came to an unexpected halt. This was more than just a loss. It was a moment that shook the entire women's tennis landscape. A star entering the arena with fire. Coming into the WTA finals, Coco Gauff wasn't just another competitor hoping for a breakthrough. She was a phenomenon, a movement, the face of a new generation of tennis excellence, confidence, and charisma. With every forehand, every sprint, every piercing look of determination, she carried not only her own aspirations, but also the hopes of millions of fans who believed she was destined for greatness. Her 2025 season had been nothing short of remarkable. From comeback victories to emotional milestones, Coco had showcased maturity far beyond her years. She had beaten top-ranked players, survived battles that others couldn't, and proved time and time again that she belonged at the peak of women's tennis. And so, walking into the WTA finals, she wasn't just a rising star. She was a contender, a threat, and one of the brightest lights in the tournament. But on this night, that light flickered. The match that changed everything. Tennis matches are rarely judged by just numbers. Sure, the scoreline tells a story, but it doesn't reveal the emotions swirling beneath each point. Coco's shocking exit was exactly that. A heartbreaking mixture of tension, pressure, and unexpected collapse. Her opponent came prepared, ruthless, precise, hungry, and for the first time in months, Coco looked human. Where her legs once danced across the court, they suddenly felt heavy. Where her serve usually struck with force and accuracy, it wobbled in critical moments. And where her unshakable confidence once thrived, doubt slowly crept in. The crowd sensed it. The energy shifted. And in the blink of an eye, the match that Coco had entered with power and poise had slipped away from her fingers. The final point was a dagger, an unreturnable strike that sealed her fate. Coco froze. The stadium froze. And for a few seconds, time itself seemed to stop. Then came the applause, supportive, emotional, thunderous. But behind the cheers lingered the reality. Coco Gauff's WTA finals dream had ended too soon. Tears behind the curtain. Champions rarely show their vulnerability on court, but behind the scenes, they are human, young, emotional, battling pressures the world can't see. After the match, Coco retreated to the locker room with her team. Cameras didn't follow, but the whisper spread. She was devastated. Not angry, not frustrated, devastated. Because Coco doesn't play for the headlines or the fame. She plays for her story. For the little girls in the stands wearing her name on their backs. For her family, who has been her backbone since the beginning. For the passion that burns in her like wildfire. And losing like this, it hurt. The weight of expectations. Few athletes carry expectations as heavy and as constant as Coco Gauff. Ever since her breakthrough at Wimbledon at age 15, the world has demanded greatness from her. Every match she plays is analyzed. Every win boosts her higher. Every loss is scrutinized. It's a blessing and a burden. In the WTA finals, that pressure reached a boiling point. She was expected to dominate, to reach the finals, to win the trophy. But tennis is unforgiving. Even the strongest warriors fall. Coco understands that. And yet, she still pushes forward with the heart of a champion. Her future, a turning point or a setback. The big question echoing across the tennis world now is simple. What does this shocking exit mean for Coco Gauff's future? Surprisingly, the answer might be far more hopeful than it seems. White heavy checkmark 1. A moment of growth. Some losses break players. Others shape them. For Coco, this could be the moment that sharpens her edge, strengthens her mindset, and pushes her to a new level. The greatest champions, Serena, Sharapova, Federer, and Nadal, each had devastating losses before their most legendary triumphs. This could be Coco's turning point. White heavy checkmark 2. A reminder of her humanity. Coco has often been portrayed as superhuman, a flawless prodigy capable of conquering any challenge. But this loss humanizes her. It reminds the world that she is still young, still growing, still writing her story. It also allows her to reconnect with her roots, her hunger, and the inner fire that brought her to the stage in the first place. White heavy checkmark 3. A reset before the new season. The end of one season is the beginning of a new one. Coco now has time to breathe, rebuild, strengthen her game, refine her mental approach. These adjustments could set her up for explosive success in the next Grand Slam season. White heavy checkmark 4. A powerful motivation boost. Nothing motivates a champion more than heartbreak. Coco's shocking exit might become the fuel she needs to charge into 2026 with unstoppable force. Losses like these linger. They sting, they burn, they transform. And Coco, she knows how to rise. The fans still believe. One of the most telling moments of the night came after the match, when Coco walked off the court with glistening eyes. Because Coco Gauff is more than a tennis player. She's an inspiration, a beacon of hope, and a symbol of perseverance. Coco's own reaction. In her post-match interview, Coco spoke with grace and maturity. This hurts. It really does. But losses don't define me. I'll learn from this. I'll come back stronger. I'm not done yet. Her voice cracked, but her message was loud and clear. She's not backing down. Why this loss could lead to greatness. Every career has its defining moment. For some, it's a victory. For others, a crushing loss. What matters isn't what happens, but what comes after. For Coco, this shocking exit could be the catalyst that shapes her into the champion she's destined to become. She has the talent. She has the passion. She has the mindset. And most importantly, she has time. At her age, Serena Williams had not yet won a Grand Slam. At her age, most tennis players are just starting to make names for themselves. Coco Gauff is already a global superstar. A single loss, no matter how painful, cannot stop her rise. The road ahead. As Coco leaves Riyadh with a heavy heart, the future awaits her with open arms. There will be more tournaments, more finals, more battles, more victories, and yes, more challenges. But she will face them with the same fearlessness that brought her to the top 10 in the world. The world will continue to watch her, cheer for her, and believe in her. Because Coco Gauff isn't a one-season wonder. She's a generational talent. Conclusion: the beginning, not the end. Coco Gauff's shocking exit from the WTA finals may have broken hearts, but it didn't break her spirit. And if history has taught us anything, it's that champions rise strongest after their hardest falls. So what does this loss mean for her future? It means she's about to come back fiercer, hungrier, and more unstoppable than ever. This is not the fall of Coco Gauff. This is her rebirth. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.